This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me on this journey. We'd like to thank and acknowledge our executive producers, Brandy and Kirkwood, Sean McGuire, Yanis, Albert Lorenzo, LightBlindedFool, Green Man, Deyvis Ferreira, Margaret, Big C, Bennett Williamson, and Dylan C. And before we get into things today, we just want to thank and welcome Matt Merton and P. Smith to the Wheel Weaves Patreon team. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support. We really truly could not do this without you. In this episode, we're talking about Chapter 30 and the epilogue of Crossroads of Twilight. We're finishing it. We're finishing Crossroads of Twilight.
Yeah, we did it. We made it here. So, Chapter 30 is What the Oath Rod Can Do. And the epilogue is called An Answer.
That's right.
We have things to talk about.
Yeah.
For reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's right.
How do you feel about finishing it? I don't know if I want to ask you that, actually. Maybe we should do the chapter first, and then I should ask you.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you feel about these chapters? The look on your face is something... It's not a happy look. I would describe it as angry?
Anger is an emotion I'm feeling.
Okay. Annoyance?
Annoyed is another emotion that I'm feeling.
And I'm hinting just a taste of disappointment.
That's definitely there as well.
Okay. Is there any good feelings? Because they're not really coming through in your facial expressions here.
Yeah, we should have done this one on YouTube.
I regret my decision to ask you this.
Uh-huh. So, I liked this chapter.
Okay.
Until the end.
Yeah, okay.
I really was feeling the build-up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There was a lot of
I was kind of turning the page.
Yeah.
Excited for something to happen.
Yeah.
There's a heck of a lot of foreshadowing.
Every other paragraph is like Egwene's building up.
Something exciting is about to happen.
So soon, yeah.
And I just don't understand why we can't have a win. I'm rooting for these characters this entire book, and we get 0 wins.
Yeah. Yep.
At least off the top of my head. Maybe we can, dig through and find, tiny little baby wins.
Yeah.
Like
in the book?
Is it a win that Perrin bought some grain?
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
But sure. But, when we're talking about big wins here, we need something. We need something for our characters.
You would think so.
And we get literally the opposite of that.
Yep. So I did pick Chapter 30 as my favorite chapter of Crossroads.
It's so annoying?
Sheer rage, actually. Yeah, no. So I like to pick the most memorable chapter of each book. It's the one that is sunk into my soul for whatever reason. It doesn't have to be the coolest, moment, the happiest. It's just the one that is the most critical in my mind.
And it's this.
It's this one because
it's so incredibly infuriating.
It's so much anger was felt at the very end of this book.
You're like, oh, that.
No, Egwene. No.
Egwene.
No. Hate it.
And also, I didn't hate it. I didn't hate Egwene going to do something brave and heroic.
Okay.
I just didn't love...
We'll talk about it. We can talk about that. I
don't love the writing choice to have her be captured yet again.
Yeah, we gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it, then we can talk about it. So... And I think a lot of this will also have to be kept...
I wasn't this angry when I started this episode.
No. Well, we're going to do a book recap after this episode, too, so maybe we can finalize some thoughts about Crossroads completely, but let's just focus one chapter at a time, and let's actually finish Crossroads of Twilight. Okay.
Yes, seriously.
But before we do that, we got to talk about Cold Heart statistics for Crossroads of Twilight.
Okay.
It's the last chapter, so I hope you're prepared. I hope you did your homework, because
not.
you are supposed to be able to guess the proper numbers for all this stuff. Okay, so since it's the last chapter, we're going to talk about the breakdown of the point of views,
perspectives,
and the characters and all that good stuff. So perspectives here.
Right.
So, this book had 30 chapters, a prologue, and an epilogue.
Okay.
So, how many unique point of views, how many characters do you think we saw this book? You say it like, but we've done this every single book.
No.
Yeah.
I was prepping myself to say who had the most.
Yeah, you will do that after.
No, I know. I just didn't know what order you were. That's why I said, because I was about to like shout out a name.
Okay.
I was ready.
So first off, how many unique character point of views did we see this book?
I think 8.
Oh my goodness. Okay, wait, more than that.
Okay,
It's not actually a ton, but it's more than that.
Okay, because it felt like none.
Sure.
No, it felt like 2, actually.
Okay.
3? No, it felt like 3. 14.
It's closer. I'm just going to tell you.
Okay.
So it's 22.
Okay.
Which is interesting because it's the fewest unique point of views we've had since Fires of Heaven.
22 even seems high.
Yeah, well, it's not. So just for context, Lord of Chaos was the most.
No, I mean high for this, from what I remember from this book.
Okay, yeah. Just for comparison, Lord of Chaos had 47 point of views. This one had 22. Eye of the World had 7. So, I mean, when you guessed 8, you were...
I guess there were some, like the prologue and a couple others that had... a couple random...
We have quite a few one-off perspectives. Mm-hmm. But we also had a total of how many point of views out of the 30 chapters and prologue and epilogue?
47.
45!
Okay.
Good guess.
47's the funny number. So
and and it's actually funny because that is the fewest total point of views out of all the books we've read. Mm-hmm. So it's the least. Lord of Chaos had 139.
Okay, that's probably why it felt so slow.
This one had 45. Yeah, there were things that could have happened to, speed it up a little bit, but that's okay.
Nope.
That's okay. So now let's talk about characters. Who did we see the most perspectives from in this book?
Lelane.
Okay, no. No, she's actually tied for 3rd. I'll give you that as a hint. Oh, yeah. Okay.
She took up a big chunk in the middle there.
Not as much as other people.
Matt.
Also, no, he was the one who tied her for 3rd place.
Perrin?
Yeah, there we go. Okay, Perrin comes in number 1 at 7 perspectives.
Okay.
Yeah, and we had a total of 44,000 words to him. It wasn't the most words, though. One person had more words than him. And that person comes in number 2.
Matt. Lelane.
No, they're tied for 3rd. Matt and Lelane are tied for 3rd.
Perspective, not words.
You're
asking me about words, not perspectives. Now you're confusing
You're
me.
wrong. No, okay. Matt and Lelane are tied for 3rd place. Mm-hmm. Perrin's number 1.
Right.
Who is number 2? And... this person had more words, 10,000 more words than Perrin.
What?
Crazy.
Who else did we even hear about this book? Cadswain? Fail?
What? No.
Who else? Brand?
No.
Barely heard from him.
Egwene.
Oh, duh. Oh my god.
It's like the person we're talking about.
Can we re-record that?
No, we can't. You have to leave all that in. Okay, so Egwene had 6 perspectives.
Okay, right, Egwene stuff. Right, of course.
Whole bunch. 54,000 words. Then Matt and Lelane both had 5 perspectives. Matt had more words at 42,000 versus Elaine's 36. And then we have Rand at 3 perspectives with 6,000 words, so like barely any Rand. And then Cadswain had 2.
Cadswain, yeah.
And then a bunch of people had 1.
Egwene. Oh my gosh, how did I forget Egwene? I blocked her out of my brain.
Yeah. We actually had quite a few 1 perspectives, like Ideralda, Valda, Gibrel, Yukiri, Gawain, Bashir, Samitsu, Kareed, Fail, Elenia, David Hanlon, Delana, Alviar, and Pavara.
And Elsa, yep.
You got her. Okay.
I was waiting for you to... That's the only one I remember.
So, there we go.
Okay.
Now we can get into it.
Okay. Well, the last time we were here, we were with Matt, and he had an exciting thing happen. And I was super pumped.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He murdered a terrible person.
Yeah.
Who's terrible.
Yeah.
But the problem is, he feels terrible about it.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say he saw ghosts. I thought that was the...
Oh, no, that is not that exciting.
Okay.
It would be exciting, remember?
Yeah.
Remember when I was like, I hope this doesn't just...
Right.
Die out at?
Yeah.
Get ghost humor?
There you go. Is that humor for ghosts or about ghosts?
It might be for both. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Okay. But the last time we were with Egwene, she was Egwening around in the rebel camp.
Yeah.
And also Anaya was murdered.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Probably.
There's a few callbacks I'm going to do as we go through this.
You know what? That'll be helpful.
As to why it all makes sense.
So here's the problem.
Yeah.
I read this chapter without my notebook present.
Okay.
And so my first read through of this chapter was more confusing than it needed to be.
Just who are all these people?
And I cared less than I should have because I didn't know who these people were, and I kept thinking, when I read it again, I'll just find out.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and it's actually kind of an interesting chapter because it makes a heck of a lot more sense once you know what's going to happen and what the secret plan is.
Yeah.
It's been hinted at throughout this book and, like, last book, too.
Okay, here's the thing. I have a guess about what the secret plan was. Like, what she was going to do. And
you should know what it is.
I sure hope I know.
You should know what it is.
I'm worried that I guessed wrong.
Oh my goodness, okay.
I'm worried I missed it.
Like, you should know, and if you don't know, I'm going to tell
now?
you. Okay.
Or do you want to wait to...
Tell me what you think it is.
I think that she's going to go try to steal the Oath Rod.
Oh.
That's what I wanted to happen the whole time.
Okay.
It's not that.
No.
She's just going to go murder Elida?
No.
Oh.
No. It'll all become clear as we discuss this chapter.
Ooh.
Don't worry.
What did I miss?
Apparently a lot. Oh no!
Because I know she was like going...
Yeah.
Oh, to sell the Coendiar?
You're getting closer, I guess. Let's just like get into it, and then I'll bring up enough things that I think we can get there.
Okay, so chapter 30. Ask not what your Oath Rod can do for you. Ask what you can do for your Oath Rod.
That's good. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
What the Oath Rod can do.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Okay. That's a little JFK.
Yeah.
There.
No, I got it. Yeah.
So the chapter symbol, the Flame of Tarvalon.
Yep. A lot of Aes Sedai stuff happening here.
Yes. So we are entering in our Egwene perspective, because duh, she has lots of words. Now, Egwene is eating breakfast in her tent. There's definitely weevils in her porridge.
Yep.
And that's a whole thing. Now, we get caught up to speed.
Why the weevils all the time?
All the time. I told
because
because they're evil.
It makes sense.
Sprinkling of evil.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
it's
just
the only
all
explanation.
Over.
All right.
Okay, so we're getting caught up to speed about kind of what's going on with her thoughts right now. Everyone's bustling around the rebel camp, and Egwene thinks, today is a momentous day, but nobody knows it yet.
Yeah, it's gonna be super good.
Ooh, and she thinks that today will also be the end of the spurious negotiations with the tower, at least for a little while. Now, the word spurious piqued my interest.
Okay, I didn't look this one up.
And then I just kept reading.
Yeah.
And then it was brought up, like, 3 more times.
Oh my goodness, okay.
And I was like, whoa.
I must have glazed over that word so hard.
Spurious.
Yeah.
It really had me thinking about, surreptitious. And I was like, is it really important? Is it secretive? Like, what if you're thinking of these negotiations and we're calling them spurious, and then again we call them spurious on both sides, what's your guess about what that might mean?
I would say as like spurring a horse on, so nobody is enjoying what's happening here.
Okay. Am I
close?
That kind of makes more sense than I think what it actually means. So it's false or fake.
Oh, okay.
Not being what it purports to be. False or fake, a line of reasoning, apparently, but not actually valid.
Just a bunch of liars lying to each other.
Just a bunch of nonsense, unimportant negotiations, and both sides know that they're not real.
Well, you know what? There you go. That actually makes a lot of sense to describe how the negotiations are going.
Yeah,
okay.
Spurious.
Okay, good word. Good word for it.
Mm-hmm. Now, Chessa is here, telling Egwene not to worry about the bugs in her porridge.
Just eat it. It's more food. It's protein. It's fine.
And Egwene thinks about Halima, who left early this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Dun,
so do we have to track Halima's movements here? Is that going to factor into anything?
Well, she killed someone.
Well,
She just went and murdered.
Yeah.
She went and did done murder.
She did done the murder. We don't know exactly at what time she did done that murder.
Does it matter?
I mean, it doesn't. She's not here. It's fine.
Okay.
But it is interesting for what happens next, because the last time we were with Egwene, when Anaya and her warder were just murdered, it was Nassau who delivered the news to Egwene. And then it was also Egwene who said, hey, Nassau, go figure out what happened and why it happened. Mm-hmm. And then that's who busts in next.
Yeah. Should I be... No.
Okay. That's going to be my question.
Yeah, because should I be suspicious of Nassau?
You've been suspicious of people for less.
That's true, but I have reason. Like, she has a really good reason for being the one to report the murders, and it's because she's a yellow, so she's part of the, delving and healing that probably happens as soon as somebody's found.
She's very tied to Egwene because she was a part of the Morel land thing. Yeah. So she's kind of blackmailed into being like a pretty loyal supporter of Egwene right now too. So there's kind of how
it feels like.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay.
But I don't have a gut feeling on this one.
Yeah, she was also one of the OG Saladar 6 ladies in charge.
Yeah,
so.
that's true. I know that.
As a reminder.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay. So Nassau busts into the tent, waits for Chessa to leave, and then breaks the news that Karen is dead.
Kyron.
Karen.
With an extra Karen. Karen's dead. And now you're probably thinking, who the heck is Karen?
No, I wasn't.
And why do we care?
Okay, hold on a second. I was thinking, who the heck is Karen?
Yeah.
But then I read my notes and I was looking. I was so confused because, you're going to hear some page turning, quite a bit, actually,
sure.
because
that's okay.
Because now I have a lot of different Aes Sedai pages for every single group of Aes Sedai that we know, and there's so many.
Okay.
But I'm out of room on the Aes Sedai Rebel Camp page, so now I had to start writing on a different page, and now I'm flipping around. So originally, I went to the Rebel Camp Sitters to find Karen's name. Not there.
Mm-mm.
Went to Egwene's advisors to find her name.
Not there.
Because Anaya was.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
But I do have a tiny little side note. A list called In the Camp.
Okay.
And on this list is Tiana, the Mistress of Novices.
Yeah.
Liana, for making Cuendiar.
Yeah.
And then Karen and Ashimanael for also...
Ashmanila. How do you get that one wrong?
For also making Cuendiar.
Yeah.
I also have novices of note.
Uh-huh.
Which is Sharina, who's old and strong, Bodwin, and Nicola.
Yeah.
Now...
These people all factor into this chapter.
Yeah, I have another note about all the search party ladies from that one time.
Yeah.
But I don't think they matter at all. So, Karen is a blue who was helping make Cuendiar.
Yeah,
so I think that kind of matters.
It does matter, and this will all start to become clear. So Egwene had her secret, not so secret, Cuendiar making factory boot camp thing, and she was teaching people how to make Cuendiar.
Right.
So we had Liana, we had Karen, and those two were the next best people at making Cuendiar.
Yeah, that's why they made the in the camp list.
Yes. Now, Karen just got murdered, and you're going to see throughout this chapter that Bode, Matt's sister, is the next best person who can make Cuendiar.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's continue. Because Karen is now dead. She was on the short list because she was supposed to go with Liana for this little secret mission for the Cuendiar making.
Karen was?
And now she's dead, so that's why Bode gets subbed in.
Okay.
But she's a novice, and Egwene, that's why Egwene subs herself into the secret mission, because she's a novice, and I'm the Amyrlin, I shouldn't send a novice to do a job that I can do.
Right.
And it's also Matt's sister.
Uh-huh.
Maybe there's a little bit of feelings there.
Maybe.
Maybe not, because when the news about Karen... Hey, Karen said... Egwene doesn't think at all about Karen being dead.
No, not really.
No, she's like, oh, dang, I'm going to have to sub somebody in for her.
Well, yeah, her plans are ruined.
Yeah.
My plans.
Okay.
My plans. Mine.
Selfish Karen, dying at the point like this.
Oh, I thought you were going to say selfish Egwene, because that actually makes more sense.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, anyway, what's important here is she was definitely killed using Sidene.
Yes. Her neck was twisted around and her spine shattered.
Oh, yeah. Nothing...
Very violent.
Nothing like mushrooms could hide.
Yeah. Now, interestingly, her warder...
That's a funny joke because of last time. The other one, they were like, they ate bad mushrooms?
Yeah. Both of them died. The Naya's warder died too, Setagana. But here, her warder, not dead.
Yeah. Now say his name.
Not gonna do it. None of those...
Lou. No, wrong. It's like Shluel.
It's like LLYW.
Yeah, no.
I don't know how to say it.
I was funny.
Shluel?
Yeah, Shalil. Shalil. It feels like one of those Irish names, you know?
Yeah, that I never know how to pronounce, and the letters don't actually...
Yeah, okay, so here's the audiobook pronouncing this.
Okay.
Theo was a very large man.
So there you go.
Yeah.
I can't even try to do that.
Yeah, luckily his name only comes up twice, so...
It's 3 times, but...
Yeah, we're done that now. We're not going to talk about him, but poor guy, still alive.
Oh, yeah.
Having a bad time because he's probably going to die.
Right. Now, Egwene is wondering if there's any kind of link between the two.
Yeah.
Because they were both blues, and I was thinking, weren't they both making Cuendiar?
No, Anaya wasn't.
Are you sure?
Yeah, she wasn't part of that.
Oh. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Then there goes my theory.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Other than, are those the ones who wanted to go into negotiations with the Black Tower? I can maybe tell you. Oh,
yeah.
Except Karen doesn't matter.
Yeah,
when it comes to that. She's just a rando.
Yeah.
And same with Anaya. Anaya didn't really get a say either.
Yeah.
I don't know then.
Yeah.
I'm a bad detective.
Maybe there's not a connection. Maybe they're unrelated. Maybe they were murdered for different reasons.
Well, it's
they don't
clear,
have to be related.
Yeah, it really does feel like there's a lot of mention of. So do you think the talks with the Black Tower negotiation, like, will that still keep going?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it feels like maybe there's a little bit of a shutdown for that.
Okay, do you think you know who is doing the murdering? Like,
Halima.
Okay, I just wanted to know if we were on the same page there.
Uh-huh.
Is there any possibility it's not Halima?
No.
Okay.
Literally none at this point.
All right, Halima. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to know, like, there's a possibility. We got a bunch of bad guys running around, right? All over the place.
I guess.
Seems like an RJ kind of thing to put two murders unrelated by different people right next to each other.
Yeah, but remember when I second-guessed myself about Moghedien attacking Nynaeve on the boat?
Sure.
And I was like, oh, I bet he wants me to think it's Moghedien and it's not. And
who could forget that?
And I doubled down on the complete wrong answer, and then I was made to feel like a fool.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm sticking to Halima.
Okay, sounds good. I like it. It's good.
That's really what this feels like.
Yeah, no, that's
what
fine.
Else?
I'm not gonna... No, I'm done. It's cool. Anyways.
It's Gareth Bryn. He can channel.
Amazing. Okay, anyways. Nassau got no idea, no connections, and Egwene says, hey, try and figure this one out too. It's like, I don't know, maybe we should put someone that's not Nassau also on this task.
Yeah, maybe.
Just like get a second opinion in here because
maybe someone who's a little bit better at puzzles.
Maybe.
Like Swan.
That'd be a great idea.
Like someone you can trust maybe a little more than this.
Yeah.
Although it seems like Swan is up to her eyeballs in secret tasks.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. Anyways, there's a lot of meetings that are going to take place today, so we got to move on to the next secret meeting or whatever.
Okay, so Nassau leaves the tent, and Egwene thinks that today of all days she must follow her routine exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So she is going to head through the camp, and we get a lot of description of her walking through the camp.
Yeah, there's a secret plan being enacted today, so she has to appear normal.
Yeah, see, that's more foreshadowing.
Yep.
Even more about something going on.
Mm-hmm.
Because then she thinks tomorrow she can announce what had been done.
The thing that is done tonight, that'll be announced tomorrow. The secret plan.
I think that the oath rod was sitting in my head.
Yeah.
Because of the title of the chapter.
For sure.
And then it gets brought up a little later.
It does.
Very loudly.
Yeah. The thing that the oath rod can do, that's like the big thing, is that it can unbind people from the oaths.
I know, but then we also get this thing about how Egwene really wants to be able to swear on it, to prove herself, and she really wants to help out her buddies.
Yeah, no, I get it.
You know, it feels like this is a huge plan for Egwene. Like, it's really important to her personally, but it's not actually going to impact, like, anyone else, really.
There's something else more important.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
We'll get there.
You
Don't worry.
Point it out to me?
I will once we get there. We're just not... There's a bunch of meetings. It's literally like one after another.
All right, fine. Let's do it then. So, Egwene gets settled in her Amerlin study tent, and her first visitor is one she doesn't expect, because this is Theodrin.
Yeah.
Who comes in and does a formal curtsy and tells her that Romanda wants to meet with her, but then she also leaves a note.
Yeah, a secret note. Yeah.
Now, we do learn that Theodrin, who was one of Egwene's original to swear to her...
Yes, so her and Pheolane are the ones who were accepted.
But then, in Saladar...
and then Egwene, by decree, said they're full Aes Sedai.
That's only because the other Aes Sedai made them this, like, weird step above accepted, but not quite Aes Sedai yet, and that kind of sucked for them.
Well, and then plus, Egwene also promoted... Elaine and Nynaeve.
Her friends.
Yeah, so they got promoted, but then the Aes Sedai don't really treat Theogen and Pheolane like full Aes Sedai.
That's true.
But they are technically, I guess, a part of Ajaz right now. They're in this weird middle ground. But they did swear to Egwene, and not because of blackmail stuff. From what it seems.
Right.
Not like Nicola and Irena.
They had their own reasons.
Yeah.
And it also turns out that Egwene has attached Theodrin to Romanda to spy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
makes sense.
So Theodrin's leaving, and then some accepted comes into the tent, and there's an awkward exchange, but I noted it.
Okay. Well, it's all literally because of the, they're not full Aes Sedai, whatever.
That's how Egwene interprets it.
It is. Sure. You don't buy it?
For me, I interpreted it differently.
Okay.
It was some...
More suspicious?
There was just a tad too much blushing.
Okay.
Going on. It just felt like there had been previous interactions, maybe.
All right. I like it.
You know, because it's like, ooh... You know, and then the way Egwene sees it is she assumes she knows why they're, like, making weird faces at each other.
Yeah, but it could totally not be that.
Yeah, I would like it to be something different for fun.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
That's all.
Well, just, like, note it in the back of your head.
I noted it in my notes.
Who knows if it ever comes up again. We'll see.
No, it'll never. Never. Literally never.
All right.
But, anyway, that doesn't matter. So, Egwene does this big outward, slaps her hand on the table, and is like, you can't disrespect a sister!
Yeah. It also seems like she slaps the table and covers the note.
Yeah.
Which is maybe a little bit sneaky. I don't know.
Whatever. I don't think it matters at all. She has a whole table full of notes.
That's true.
Okay. But anyway, this accepted has a message for Egwene that Lelane wants to speak to her.
Yeah, so basically...
Lelane
and Romanda, the two...
That's right.
We know them. They both want to meet with Egwene.
Okay. Now, side note, they've been treating her a little bit better. Slightly. From Egwene's perspective.
She's all like, from her point of view.
They have been treating me with more respect. Because here, they're sending people to announce them.
Instead of just, like, busting in.
Instead of just showing up. All rude, like.
Yeah, and we'll see how that goes, because a lot of that goes out the window immediately in a couple of pages here.
Well, everyone just keeps busting in here.
I know, yeah. Lelane does some, like, light threatening, too. We'll talk about it when we get to it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, and is in cahoots, it feels like.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem good, but, you know, we'll get there when we get there.
Okay, but I do feel like this is a good time to take a quick break. Gotta gather myself and my thoughts.
Yeah, there's a lot to cover, so.
We gotta get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. And here we go. We gotta get a move on, hey?
Yeah, there's a lot left to cover.
Oh my goodness, I was just looking. Okay, so Egwene is alone again, and she's gonna read the secret note.
Yeah.
From Theodrin.
It's super important.
It feels like it's kind of important.
Oh, does it? Oh, I was being sarcastic.
Oh.
Okay, well, no, let's talk about it.
Because I was like, I have all this speculation.
About the note?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, about what might the rumors be.
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay, so Romanda has sent 2 sisters to travel to Cairhien to investigate some wild rumors that the Yellows are all in a tizzy about.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Now, these rumors have something to do with Nynaeve somehow.
And, like, maybe.
Yeah.
It might be, like, Nynaeve adjacent.
Yeah.
Not necessarily directly with her, and not saying that Nynaeve is in Cairhien.
Right. No.
Okay.
Both those things are completely true.
Yeah.
But I think this might have something to do with healing the Stilled Sisters.
Yeah.
And then also potentially the Ashaman doing it.
Yeah.
But they think it's like Nynaeve doing it because these are the Saladar Aes Sedai who know that Nynaeve healed Swan and Lyanna.
Yeah.
Right?
And Loghain, yeah.
Oh, and Loghain too.
Yeah. But the whole thing was Swan and Lyanna were not at full strength.
Is it that Loghain isn't? Or no, because they're not really in Cairhien,
but here's the
they?
thing.
No, they're in Tyr.
Here's the thing. Hey, you gotta pay attention here.
Yep. What?
Swan and Lyanna got healed, but they're not at full strength.
That's right.
And now, all of a sudden, we have Stilled Sisters in Cairhien who are healed, but at full strength again, allegedly.
Right.
So, maybe Nynaeve adjacent, not directly involving Nynaeve, but that means that a man healed the Stilled Sisters and returned them to full strength.
Right.
So, it could totally be that.
What if, I think I've said this before.
Sure.
Let's still Swan again.
Yeah.
And then get a man to heal her.
Yeah.
Will she go back to regular strength?
Probably. I would say probably, based on what we know.
Let's do it.
Based on what we know of how things work, like, it could possibly work that way. Yeah.
Ooh.
But the whole thing is, would Swan and Lyanna be willing to risk that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, probably not.
Maybe.
Maybe Swan would.
Yeah.
Lyanna, I could see not.
I could see yes.
Okay.
Because even if they don't get back to full strength, at least they probably can get back to some strength.
Yeah.
They, probably have that.
Yeah.
Unless they're like, ooh, what if this was a miracle and it could never happen again?
Seriously, but that would be a thing, and now you just don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't know.
I think it'd be worth it. I think I'd want to be back to full strength.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Just me personally. You wouldn't?
I don't know. I can't say for sure.
I would.
Yeah, I probably would too. But I I'm selfish like that over my own power level.
Right. Okay. So then we have Swan coming into the tent, and Egwene is like, "Look at this," and then Swan doesn't really care.
No, it's like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But I will point out that Theodrin is dumb and signed her name on the secret note.
Oh yeah, she.
And it's like, hey, when you're sending secret notes, don't sign your name.
Yeah, she's dumb.
Don't do that.
Good, dummy.
Okay.
Now, another thing that Egwene wants to talk to Swan about is the necessary changes.
Yeah, so there's a secret plan being enacted. Initially, the plan was to send Lyanna and Karen, but now Karen got murdered, so now we need to make the necessary changes to summon Bode, because she's the next best at making Quendiar.
Okay, so we're going to do something with making Quendiar.
We're going to make Quendiar. Yes.
Okay, in a secret location.
Mm-hmm. Not very secret. Not really.
In the White Tower?
Not really.
Is it the White Tower?
We saw Egwene starting to make Quendiar.
Yeah.
Let's get to the end. Oh, something's... Oh, no, it went away. Okay.
With the chain?
Yeah. Okay. So let's do it now. It'll make the chapter make a lot more sense. Okay. Secret plan. We gotta make Quendiar. Egwene is really friggin' good at it.
Yes.
She's really good with the earth and the fire and stuff like that.
That's right, yeah.
Okay. So, we saw Egwene with Brynn sitting, watching North Harbor, where it was like, hey, these friggin' ships keep sailing in to Tar Valon with all these goods. And what's the most important part about sieging a city?
You gotta cut off all their...
Yeah, entrance and exits. You gotta cut off the bridges, you gotta cut off the ports.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, maybe we should sink a bunch of ships and block off the ports.
Yeah.
But then they're like, oh, we don't have enough ships, it's too deep, can't work.
It's never gonna happen.
But there's these big, huge, ginormous iron chains across the harbors that the Aes Sedai will lower or raise or take off or whatever.
Yeah, and not
to
just
let
the Aes
ships
Sedai, also the guards.
The guards, the Tar Valon city.
Yes.
So there's ginormo chains that are made of iron, and you can turn iron
into
Quendiar.
Oh.
So Lyanna and Karen were supposed to go to North Harbor and South Harbor and turn the chains into Quendiar. Karen gets murdered. Egwene subs in Bode, feels bad about it because she's a novice, takes her out. Egwene goes.
So are we assuming Lyanna was on her way to South Harbor?
Well, we literally saw her like, oh, just dropped off one, now gotta go to the other.
Oh my goodness.
So...
I missed that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the plan was to make Quendiar out of the iron chains, because then they're just unbreakable, unmovable iron chains that are blocking the harbors. Boom. Siege enacted for reals.
Oh.
Halfway through, because then you see at the very end of the chapter, Egwene is starting to make, she's weaving, and the flash of light, the iron is literally turning into Quendiar. And she, I don't know, gets bonked on the head. We'll talk about it when we get there.
Yeah.
She gets captured.
Yeah, she does. I know that.
Okay.
I know that part.
There we go.
Okay.
Quendiar
when we get
chains.
there, I'll talk about what I thought was happening, because it wasn't that at all.
For sure. But that's what the entire...
I wonder if anyone else, because...
Pretty sure a lot of people...
Because I had
There's a
no
whole Quendiar
idea.
secret boot camp.
I just don't understand why it's so subtle. Why can't Egwene just be like, we gotta go make the chains Quendiar?
Because...
Why can't you just tell me that? Because I didn't get that.
It has to be a super secret so that nobody knows, because they're spy.
No, she can
spies
tell
in the camp.
us.
Oh, she can tell
She
us.
can tell us.
That's not how RJ writes anything, ever. He totally could have put it in her head at any point, being like, oh, that's the secret plan, but I mustn't tell anyone.
Yeah, but like by the end, when we're going out to do it, she could think.
Well, she like,
you know?
They're at the chain, and she's like, I don't need to touch the chain to make it work.
See,
and then she weaves the exact weave for the Quendiar.
No, I'm totally there, and I did read that, and I do understand.
Okay.
However,
yeah.
I thought the chains were up. And she had to channel to like either break them or move them away so she could get into Tar Valon. I was so hyper focused on my thought that she's trying to get into Tar Valon or trying to get into the tower.
But it's like, you can travel.
You can travel. And she also probably could have stood on the freaking shore and done this.
But again, there's the like, oh, you don't want to channel because people might be able to feel that amount of channeling. It'll, draw attention. So you want to get in really secret and quiet, do it and get out really quickly. So there's like reasons to be subtle and sneaky about it.
Well, sure. No, I get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay.
So I
thought she was channeling to move the chains so she could get in.
Yeah, no. Not that.
Not that.
Anyways, so the entire chapter is going to make a lot more sense now that you know the big secret Gwendiar boot camp was to train people to be able to make...
Oh, so it wasn't about selling trinkets.
It wasn't about selling trinkets. It never
was.
was.
Are they actually going to do that, though? Because they probably should.
Yeah, they probably are. Because there has to be like this is kind of like the whole Aes Sedai channeling into the fireplace. Like, what are they doing? I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. But anyways, it was to kidnap Brand. And, this one is to turn the chain into Gwendiar, we block it, then we can actually have a siege. And that's why Egwene was thinking at the beginning of this chapter, negotiations are going to end.
Yeah.
They're going to end tomorrow, because tomorrow we have a legit siege.
Do we actually even have to talk about the rest of this chapter? Because I feel like we're talking about all the good stuff now.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of did in the middle, but that's okay. Let's talk about the rest of the stuff that happened. So that's the intention of all this stuff. So that's why Karen getting murdered, she really isn't focused on the whole she's murdered thing. It's like, who am I going to sub in? I guess it's Bode. Shoot.
Bode can't do this. It's me. It's got to be me. And it should have been her from the beginning, considering that she...
Yeah, and I would even argue that it shouldn't be Egwene, because you are the Amyrlin, and the one person you don't want to lose to the enemy is the one person the enemy wants, is the leader.
Yeah.
There's a reason that the general or whatever shouldn't be fighting on the front lines.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be the planner, the person who makes
I know, but she is the best.
She's the best at making
If this was the dumb plan...
I get it.
It was a dumb plan. This is a dumb plan.
It's not the best plan.
I really wish they just stormed the frickin' tower through Gateway.
Yeah.
Slaughtered everybody. Slaughtered Elida.
Don't worry. Egwene's captured now. Okay, okay.
I'm so angry. Okay.
Sheer rage. That's why it's my favorite chapter, and I hate it.
It's your favorite and you hate it.
Yeah. It's the most memorable.
If anything, it's my least favorite.
Some would say the line is fine between the best and the worst.
Okay.
Anyways.
Where are we?
So... They're not going to tell Bode yet about the plan, because they're not going to panic Bode. They're going to leave it to the last minute.
Okay.
Don't give her a chance to, think about it all day.
Right.
Which makes sense.
Okay. And then, just one more pedal back to this note that Theodrin wrote, and Egwene and Swan have a conversation about Theodrin and Pheolane. And hopefully, once they can hold the Oath Rod, then they will be treated better and have a better life and whatever. And so there was so much of this mention about the Oath Rod here that I thought that was maybe the target.
Yeah,
for some reason.
It makes sense.
Yeah. But then they're going to talk about what kind of Amyrlin Egwene is shaping up to be. And basically the message is, don't be a Chunla.
That's when you get murdered. But this is why
I think I was like, ooh, we're getting the Oath Rod.
Yeah.
And we're going to use it.
There is a lot about the Oath Rod.
There's a lot about it. And if Egwene could go sneaky stealth.
Sure.
Into the tower, get the Oath Rod.
It's such a side mission that doesn't have any relevance to the actual Siege of Tar Valon, though. Like, who cares?
But having the Oath Rod could give them a huge advantage in their negotiations and make them more, because they have all these new novices and all these accepted. And, I don't understand why it would matter, but I feel like Robert Jordan could write a whole thing about how having the Oath Rod matters and helps them win.
Totally.
I didn't know what the end was. That's just what it felt like was going to happen, and I was rooting for it to happen.
Yeah. No, I get it. I understand the confusion. Like, it's not... It's
I feel
not
like a kind of a dummy.
No, it's fine.
It's just like a perfect friggin' ending.
Literally every time...
To the cherry on this garbage sundae.
Seriously. It really is. It really is. Just a garbage, mint chocolate garbage sundae.
Oh, gross.
You hate that.
Gross. Mint, no, does not belong with chocolate. Don't do it.
Anyways, even when Egwene was inspecting the secret... are you focused on ice cream now?
You know when you go for frozen yogurt and you can mix different flavors together?
Of course.
And there are some flavors of frozen yogurt that should never go in that cup together.
Such as? Cookies and cream and bubblegum?
Something like that.
That sounds okay.
Like you're like these.
Yeah.
You know?
Mint and chocolate chip don't do it for you.
No, never. Never.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, what I was going to say, even back when Egwene was doing and first implementing her secret Gwendiar plan, like the boot camp, basically.
Yeah.
There's hints that this was her plan all along.
Oh.
We also saw her sitting with Brynn.
Yeah.
Looking at the chain. And I tried to hint a little bit about it at that point, just enough, just a taste.
Yeah, well, I did remember the chain.
Yeah.
And I was like, this gets in the way.
Yeah.
but then they can move it up
It's
and down.
not entirely clear that, like, turning it to Quendiar would be a great way to block the harbor.
Not only is it not clear...
Well, yeah.
It's not even a thought process I had, so...
I've been explaining for books on, like, how to properly siege a city. I've been trying my best.
No, I totally get that part. I get why their siege is failing.
Yeah.
I get why. I totally understand. It's because
it's not a real
they have
siege,
control of the chain that goes up and down.
Like the waterways.
You made that part very clear to me.
Yeah.
And so when Egwene is channeling at the chain, I figured the chain was up and she wanted it to go down.
It's like a bridge, like one of those railway up and down guys. Totally. Okay. Anyways, we can move on from this now. Oh, I will note, there is a little hint here that Lelane is currently, like, in hiding, and it's not clear whether Swan is exaggerating, because she's like, Lelane went into hiding. Is that an exaggeration? Like, she's just hiding right now?
Or was she being so bullied that she had to leave?
Or is she legit, like, in hiding, gone? Like, where is she?
Yeah.
It's not clear.
Or does Egwene know where she is in hiding?
It's not clear. It's not clear. Because there's also other missing people who we need to talk about, so...
Is that Nicola? We have to talk about how Nicola's gone?
That's the next point. Because stage left, enter Sheriam.
Oh, that's true. Here she comes.
Yep.
So Sheriam is going to give Egwene the day's reports from the Mistress of Novices.
Yeah, that's Tiana. Yep.
And there's a list of runaways, but it only has one name on it today.
Yeah, since the whole setting up like the cousin collectives, things have gotten better for the runaways. Because they're working through problems together. Yeah. More or less.
When you say things have gotten better for the women and there are less runaways. Yeah. That's what you mean.
Yeah.
When you say things have gotten better for the runaways, it sounds like, the runaways are having a good time.
Well, now if you escape as a family, like, you all get away. It's great.
Well, or you cover for somebody who really wants to get away.
You really hate them so much that you cover for them because you don't want them to come back.
That's what this is.
That's what happened for Nicola.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Now, interestingly, there's a couple of things. Number one is that Nicola was, like you mentioned, a part of Egwene's Quendiar boot camp, and she was there. She was the one who wanted to stay behind and keep working on her project.
Yeah.
And she's also the one who, like, constantly complains about wanting to be pushed harder so she can advance faster. And she complained about Egwene getting to, have the privilege of advancing faster because of her Shanshan captivity and all these different things. Yeah. And she's also the one who's having 2 to 3 foretellings per day.
Right.
And no one's sure if they're real or they're just, like...
completely made up. Because some of them are like, I just had a foretelling that I should get extra ice cream at dessert time.
Mustard. World is doomed. Doomed. Yeah. And turns out she ran away not yesterday, but 3 to 4 days ago.
Yeah.
And her cousins, her family group were covering for her because she's so terrible. Everyone was like, yeah, I hope she doesn't come back.
Right. And her little sidekick went with her.
Arena.
Right?
Yeah, that makes sense. They're basically together all the time. So.
That's right.
Yeah, okay. So
that was the one who was trying to dress like Brigida.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, now Egwene decides that Tiana can handle the runaway situation however she wants to, and then she asks Sheriam how the sisters reacted to her telling them all about her dream that she had.
Yeah, the big one about the Shanshan attack on the Flame of Tarvalin / the tower, maybe.
Right.
/ how do you feel about that?
Right. So. And Sheriam does not want to answer this question, and so she circles back to the Nicola thing.
Yeah.
She ignores the question completely.
Can we keep talking about that one, please?
And it's like, but listen, Egwene, here's something that might tug at your heartstrings.
Mm-hmm.
One of Nicola's cousins, who's getting switched, is a girl you know from Emmonsfield.
Oh, dang. What do you want to do? You can pardon all of them. It's okay if you do that. Do you want to do that?
Do you want to do that?
No. No.
It's like, no?
Yeah, no.
She can't do that.
She could.
No.
She could. She does not want to.
Lorena shouldn't do that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Lorena should not help people escape.
Yeah.
Even when they want to. This is jail.
Yes.
We're all held against our will.
Exactly. Not allowed to leave.
Not allowed to leave. So that's great.
Anyways, we're not going to talk about that, though. That's fine. You have to be properly dismissed.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of think of it as like the military, right? You can't just, if you sign up, you can't just leave.
You know what?
You have to be properly let go.
Yeah.
There's things you have to go through to make sure.
I would say that probably most militaries, if you want to go...
Yeah.
there's probably some procedure about how you can go.
Yeah.
Right? But here, it's like, no.
Yeah.
You're sent to, like, hoe cabbages.
Possibly, but also, if you're not
penance,
strong enough, you do get dismissed.
Oh, yeah, that's completely different, though. Because even that's maybe someone who doesn't even want to go.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, yeah, that's the whole point. It's like, be careful if you sign up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Anyway,
Yep.
that's all right. Okay, we covered it. Cool.
Mhm.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so that's Nicola.
It's kind of like, I want to learn to do magic. That sounds fun. And then you get there and you're like, oh, this sucks. I'm out. And they're like, the hell you are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I get it. I mean, I would still want to learn magic. Also, do you know how many pots I have to scrub anyways on a daily basis?
It's so many.
Yeah, I'll scrub pots if I get to do magic. Come on. What's happening here? What are we talking about?
I know. Okay. We have so many things to talk about.
That are more important, possibly, unless you want to keep talking about Nicola a little bit more?
I mean, no.
Okay.
But Egwene wants to talk more about her dream.
The Shanshan thing. Like, hey, what about that thing?
And Cheriam's like, the sisters aren't worried about the Shanshan.
No.
They are so far away.
Like, super far away.
Like, so far.
Like,
who even cares far?
Like, 4-digit miles away.
Oh my god. Like, that is
thousands.
So
thousands.
And they also have no idea how to travel.
Can't do it.
It's
can't. Like, hold on. Why are we, number one, so confident that the Shanshan don't have any fast travel methods?
Yeah.
Like, why are we assuming that?
Yeah.
And the day that changes...
Can I tell you why we're assuming that?
Is it the arrogance and the smudginess?
Because we don't want to deal with them.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We don't want to deal with this. They're so far away, let someone else deal with it.
That's the crazy thing. It's like, literally, and this was what happened with the rebel camp. It's like, the Aes Sedai in the tower didn't know you could travel until the day you revealed you can, and now you're sieging them.
Yes.
And they're not going to be as nice.
It's not very good. It's not a very good siege. And
it's like the Shanshan aren't just going to sit outside Tar-Valon and be like, we're going to partially siege your tower for like 3 months.
The Shanshan will not do that.
No, but the day that changes is the day that they attack.
Yeah.
Like...
No, we're all on the same page.
How do you feel about this?
I said I suck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they deserve what's going to happen to them?
No.
Okay. What's going to happen to them?
Slavery.
Okay.
So that's a hard no.
Yeah. Okay.
100% do not.
Right. We're against
deserve that.
Yeah.
And it's terrible.
Yeah.
I'm just
okay.
at a loss.
Are you?
Anyway, it's a future problem, Brett. Just relax.
Here's the thing, though.
No one even cares
with
right
Egwene's dream, she's very confident that there is a legitimate
it's a real capital
attack,
D dream,
and it's an attack of the Shanshan on like the tower and or Aes Sedai everywhere, whatever.
Yes.
Are you as confident that she's accurate in that prediction?
Yeah. Okay. I already predicted it too. So, and Min
therefore it must be right. If Dani said it, it's automatically true. Yeah.
Fuck you.
Do you think about that?
Yeah.
You think about that? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
How about fuck off?
Yeah. So yeah, it's a future
non-problem.
It's a future problem. Yeah,
and then Cheriam leaves.
Cool.
Cheriam leaves.
Yeah.
Bye.
It's fine.
Morel and Morvrin show up. And now I know Morel. I don't know Morvrin. But hold on, let me go to one of my many lists, because I'm sure somewhere on this thousands of Aes Sedai.
Yeah, she's one of the OG Saladar 6 Aes Sedai.
Oh, and she's brown.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's like one of the OGs. She's been around. You know her. Like, she's been around for so long.
Yeah. One day, I'm going to count all of the Aes Sedai I have in this book.
Okay. Sure.
That I wrote down during Crossroads of Twilight.
Okay.
Because I got this notebook at the beginning of Crossroads of Twilight.
Yeah, it's coming in handy.
It has, turns out, actually.
Yeah.
I knew it would. It would have been handy to have from the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, Morel and Morvrin are here, and Egwene asks them the same question about her dream, and then we get the same answer.
Yeah, not
which
surprising.
Is annoying, because Morel is green, and she should care, like, as a battle Aja. That's all you're supposed to care about.
Yeah, it's like hypothetical battle, though. Like, I don't actually want to be in battle.
Shouldn't we be preparing, like, all
They're more of a
dreams,
last battle type of Aja, not like a Shanshan battle.
They're not even preparing for that properly.
But they'll be ready when the time comes, probably, right?
No.
They can make fireballs and stuff.
No. Okay. Not really, even.
All right.
Like, kind of they can, but not compared to other people. Not compared to the Dark One.
Probably make gigantic fireballs.
Not compared to the Forsaken.
Yeah, okay.
And Damane.
What else?
And other people who are way better than them at everything.
Right.
God, I have such contempt.
Yeah.
Such contempt
It's
for
really
these Aes
it's
Sedai.
really bleeding through in this chapter.
Yeah, and I'm so annoyed because I really love the idea of the green battle Aja.
Yeah.
It's probably my favorite Aja, actually. Like, in theory.
Yeah.
And I hate that they just, like, never one time even talk about battles.
Yeah.
Or...
Well, not to you. You're an outsider.
What if I told them I was green?
Well, yeah, okay. You might get let in on some secret plans.
I'm not, though. I'm not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be very good at battles. But maybe that does make me a green.
There you go. You'd fit right in.
Okay, that's
Anyways.
enough dogging on them.
Yeah.
Because my favorite thing happens here.
Oh, the super exciting part?
Where Megan comes in.
Yeah, okay, so Morel's... Yeah.
Her own
Yeah.
stool. She comes in with her own stool and then makes fun of Egwene's shitty stool.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah. It's
so
like,
good. It's so good. Oh, there are other chairs and stools here?
Egwene can't trade hers in, though, or something. There's a reason, right?
No.
Okay.
Literally zero.
All the carpenters in the
All
camp,
the land.
nobody can figure out how to fix this stool.
And also magic.
Right.
Magic can't.
Magic also
You
can't.
literally are turning iron into Coendiar.
Mm-hmm.
Turn your fucking stool.
Can't turn wood into Quendier.
Isn't it? Doesn't have iron
You don't even
bits.
know, you don't even understand the rules.
It probably has iron bits.
You don't even get it. Yeah. You don't even understand.
Oh my god! Literally make a Coendiar
I
stool.
would just put a pillow on the floor and then sit on the floor on the pillow.
You'd rather do that than have a shitty folding
Yeah,
chair. That
I would.
I know.
I would like that
well,
better.
Also, we get mentioned too. If you were paying attention at the beginning of this chapter, like I was, because I always pay so much attention. Listen, there's a chair in Egwene's sleeping tent that's like big and comfy.
Yep. You don't want to be comfy while you work. Fall right asleep. You got to be uncomfortable. It keeps you on your toes.
Anyway, Megan's gonna come in with her own stool,
Yeah.
throw so much shade at Egwene's shitty stools, and it's the best.
Yeah.
This is my new favorite runner.
Okay.
Like, it is good.
Yeah.
Because it's so stupid. It is so dumb.
So there's
it's
also...
It's the dumbest runner.
I agree.
It's like the physical comedy of it all.
It is. There's a little bit of important information like hidden into here. So Megan is the one who is basically Anaya's replacement.
New. I did a star and I wrote new. And because I have next to Anaya's name, murdered. And then now I have new Megan Blue.
I'm going to say she's new enough to us to be considered new for intents and purposes.
Well, she's the new advisor.
Yeah,
Are
so
you going to tell me other things she's done?
Not really, because it's not really important.
I have heard the name, but...
Yeah, well, you've also heard the name because she's in season 1 of the Wheel of Time TV show. That's the name they use for the blue.
That's the name they use for the one who talks to Moraine in the sweat place.
Exactly. That's the one.
The bath house.
Yeah,
or
there you
wherever
go.
they are.
Anyways, so that's why you know the name.
Steam room. It's called a steam room.
Not supposed to talk about the show right now.
Well, whatever.
I'm just saying. Okay.
It's a name
That's the name. That's the name that's used. And we get from this paragraph that she was one of the sisters who did support Swan. So it's a good thing. But now she blames Swan for breaking up the tower. Right. So that's why she's like a huge dick to Swan in the next paragraph. Where she like makes her go get tea. And it's like, hey, go to my tent and get my honey. But get my honey, but don't steal anything else.
Well, and don't steal my honey. Don't take honey for yourself. That's what she said.
Yeah, because you have like a sweet tooth.
Yeah.
It's like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, that all happens.
Okay.
And also, Morel and Megan don't like each other because there's animosity.
Right. But I want to talk about that just kind of slightly because in the writing, I think it's so funny how naive Egwene can be.
Sure.
And every time Egwene is super naive to other relationships around her, I want to point it out.
Oh, yeah. And that she's probably wrong about the reasoning behind things.
Exactly. And so we have Swan leaving to get tea. We have Morvrin. No, Morvrin's gone.
Yeah.
See, the problem is we have Morvrin, Morel, and Megan. Like,
why
off.
You don't like that?
Okay. We have Morel and Megan in the tent, waiting for Swan to get back, and we're sitting there in silence. They clearly don't like each other, right? So that's fine. They don't like each other. There's some sort of animosity here. But Egwene is like, well, it doesn't really seem like there's any reason for them not to like each other. I guess sometimes people just don't get along.
Yeah.
It's like, No, Egwene.
She's not wrong about the idea, but she's probably wrong
100%. She's completely wrong.
Yeah.
So wrong.
People can just not like each other. That's probably just not this case in this situation.
Well, never.
There's
With
probably
Aes
a
Sedai,
good reason.
Yeah, right. There's never, I don't like your personality. We're just not friends.
Yeah, it's like you snubbed me 47 years ago, and I hate you now.
Exactly.
And I'm going to live to be 250, and I'll never forget.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
no,
okay.
That's literally, like, for sure, some shit has gone down.
Yeah.
Between these two.
Probably.
I believe it wholeheartedly.
Safe assumption.
Okay.
Anyways.
So, Swan comes back with the tea.
After a while.
And...
like, we get, like, a page and a half
yeah.
of this description of this, like...
But, listen. Someone else comes, too.
Not someone else. We know this guy.
A Shinerian soldier.
We know him.
Reagan.
We've known him since the beginning.
Falma?
Yeah.
No.
Faldara. Shinar, yeah.
Yeah, Faldara. I just said the wrong F name
How
for a city.
can you mess up Falma and Faldara? Oh my goodness. He's like one of the two main Shienaran guys with like Uno. Like we got named Shienarans like back in Eye of the World and Through the Great Hunt and stuff.
Why is he here now?
Well, because the Shienarans, these are the ones who didn't want to follow Massima because she's bonkers in the Prophet.
Yes.
Because Massima is also from Shinar.
I know.
If you recall.
No, I know that
So
part.
then they followed Nynaeve and the girls to Saladar.
Oh,
and then they all...
Uno. Is Uno still here too?
Yeah, he's literally training the cavalry for Gareth Bryn's army.
I wish they would talk about that a little more.
That would be fantastic. I would love that. I would be on board for that. You could put one of those chapters in this book and give me an Uno perspective of how training the army is going. I would love that.
At least it's something different.
I'm very serious right now.
No,
That'd
know.
be fantastic.
I
So
would
as far as we
rather
know,
that than Elaine talking about politics.
As far as we know, the Shinarans are still in Gareth Bryn's army because they were thinking like, "What do we do now?" And Bryn was like, "Hey, you know how to fight.
I need your help.
I need your help." And they're like, "Sure."
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, Reagan's here.
Yep.
And he has a message from Bryn that the raiders may have crossed the river during the night with the Aes Sedai.
Yeah. So if you recall, there was like a bunch of little fires being like burned all over the place, and
okay.
It was like a little side thing.
The raiders got it. Yeah. So they may have crossed the river towards us.
So Bryn's like, "Hey, you should be careful. Stay in camp because I'm going to increase patrols." And there's like literally the enemy is doing stuff.
Oh, and we're going to go do our plan anyway. Good idea.
Yeah. Well, we don't know if he knows about that. We don't know who knows exactly. About this
but Egwene hears here.
Yeah.
That the river has way more people on it now.
Yeah, that's true.
And we got to be safe. But instead, we're going to go out on the river anyway.
Yeah, it's not great.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Are you clapping for her awesome planning skills?
Clapping for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so everyone needs to stay in camp. Swan asks to be excused very urgently.
Mm-hmm.
And so she leaves.
Yeah.
And then Egwene says, "Tell Bryn that Aes Sedai do whatever they want, whenever they want, with whomever they want, whenever they want."
Now get the heck out of here and go tell that to Bryn.
And then dismisses Reagan.
Yeah.
But
it seems like
show.
It's a bit of a show because then we get like the backstory of Megan is actually aligned with Lelane, and Lelane like wants to see the rift between Egwene and Bryn because that means that she doesn't have as much power as Amyrlin. If you don't have the commander of the army, it's kind of like a weird thing. And Morelle is confused because she knows that her and like Egwene and Bryn have a really good relationship.
Yeah.
Because she's literally always like asking for advice and communicating with him pretty effectively.
Yeah.
So Morelle doesn't understand, but it seems like Megan buys it, and it's kind of weird and whatever.
I cannot make myself care.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yep. So then we get a little hint about the secret plan where Egwene's like, okay, the boats are in place because now we know there's boats that are going to take Lyanna.
Yes.
And it was supposed to be Karen, but now it's Bode.
Yes.
And they're going to ride away from the camp and then explain what has to be done. And then they're going to go do what needs to be done, which is turning the chains across the harbor into Quendiar. So one on each side.
I got it now.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, and that's why she has that thought of like, hey, when I set out to hunt the Black Aja, I was younger than Bode is now, so she should be able to handle it. But then she does this whole...
She
She backpedals a lot, and she's like, okay, well, maybe that's not good, and I'm better than her anyways, and I can do it more effectively and faster. I should be the one to do it.
Right.
So, I do understand, but also, no.
Yeah.
No, you're the only thing that's holding this rebel army together. What happens when you're gone?
Yeah.
Like, you're the one bartering chip that Elida doesn't budge on, that she wants you...
Yeah.
Like, this is bad.
I know.
It's not good.
No, it's not. But let's take a quick break.
Yeah.
I'll collect my thoughts.
Okay.
And we'll come back and rant a lot more.
Yes, we're halfway through.
Okay.
Ish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into the good stuff because Romanda is gonna show up.
Yes. Back now with Theodrin, who went to go get her.
Right. And the dynamics are weird, and that's all we need to know about that.
Yeah.
Now, Romanda announces that the talks are going badly. Everyone's frustrated.
Was Spurious?
Spurious. Yeah.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I don't know if Romanda knows that the negotiations are spurious.
Yeah, so she was originally, like, against it anyways.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
It's
So
like-
Egwene just stays neutral. She's like, yep.
Big surprise.
Goes the way it goes, man.
Yeah.
Part of the pattern.
It's not going to matter tomorrow. And she might still be right. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, for sure won't matter tomorrow. You're right, actually.
Oh, no.
Things
For the
are
wrong
for
reasons.
Things are for sure going to change tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, not for us, because you have a little while until you start the next book. But, you know,
Not that
for
long.
her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. No, I get it. So, I'm not really sure exactly how much to talk about this conversation.
Yeah.
Because it goes back and forth
Mhm.
about the kin, and it's basically all the information that we already know.
Yes.
We already know all of this information.
Yeah. Like, they're old. There's
Yep.
1,000 of them at least.
Yeah. There's lots of sea folk.
Yeah.
Also,
You know, throw them in too.
there's lots
Cool.
there's lots of all these people
Yeah.
doing lots of stuff.
A lot of channelers who are not Aes Sedai exist in the world.
existing.
Mm-hmm.
And we also know
Gotta do something about that.
right, we know
We-
Egwene's plan. We know her plan already.
We do.
Now, what's interesting about this conversation is that now Egwene is the captain.
Yeah.
She's the captain now.
Yeah.
Because she's certainly in charge of this conversation. She is saying things that is throwing Romanda way off.
Yeah.
And in Egwene's perspective, at least, she thinks she has the upper hand here.
Yeah.
And that she's really throwing Romanda off.
Yeah. It kind of comes out of left field too a little bit with this conversation because Romanda...
Like, why are you sharing it here with one person
Yeah.
to hear this who's clearly going to go spread a bunch of rumor about this?
So it might be a bit of a diversion because the way that this conversation starts happening is Romanda comes in saying that the negotiations are going terrible with the tower because Elida isn't going to budge on anything. Like, they're not negotiating because if you don't negotiate, then you just have a list of demands. So
Right.
that's why this is going terribly because neither side is going to actually want to negotiate any of the articles that they're trying to talk
Spurious,
about.
some might say.
Yeah. So then Romanda makes like a weird comment about, oh, the only way we're going to root out Elida is if we send ferrets into the tower.
Ah, we've already done that.
We've already done that. Romanda wasn't a part of that.
No.
So then
wasn't.
Egwene is like, oh man, does she
Literally
know
the
more than
word
she
ferrets,
should?
yeah.
So she gets a little bit like, oh, does she know more than she should? And then she starts talking, and then Egwene and Romanda start to like talk about the kin. So is it a diversion to get her off the topic of negotiating and the ferret situation? Is Romanda just like testing the waters
Right.
to see if Egwene's going to bite on anything?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Also, don't really care.
Yeah.
But I do love this Egwene upper hand conversation.
Yeah.
Is it the best time to be throwing this information out there?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Because we also have Morella and Megan
who are still here.
as an audience gasping at the appropriate times.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the whole point is that Egwene breaks the news.
About the Oath Rod.
About-
and
yeah.
retiring into the kin. And if you unbind yourself, you can live a hell of a lot longer.
You don't have to die
Yeah.
at 300. You can live another 300 years.
Right. Still serving the tower.
Yeah.
And then we tie the kin to us, whatever. We
And
already
then
know this
boom,
plan.
gasps around, and
Romanda's pretty
Romanda
shaken.
hates it.
Yeah.
Hates
she
it.
asks Egwene if she's planning on abandoning the oaths.
Yeah. Like completely. Yeah.
And then Egwene's like, never.
I wouldn't do that, even though you did until Swan convinced you otherwise.
Exactly, yeah. And then Egwene is like, I will swear as soon as possible. And so this just yet another mention of why the oath rod is so important to Egwene.
Yeah, and now, prominent on your mind. I get it.
Prominent on my mind. Yeah. And now you were asking me, how would that help the siege?
Yeah.
To get the oath rod. And at the time, like while I'm reading, it doesn't matter if the oath rod is going to actually help the siege or not. This entire book has been this like slow crawl to something.
No. And you know what it is.
It makes sense that we're going to go on this kind of weird side mission that doesn't actually relate to the plot at all.
You could say that each one of our characters is at a bit of a crossroads in their plot. That did it.
Okay.
Oh, no. Okay.
You waited a long time to say that, and
I'm going to say it again when we do our book recap.
I know you are.
Yeah.
I know. I'm aware. All I have to say is it kind of made sense to me that this would end in this kind of frivolous expedition. Yeah. But then I thought she would succeed.
Okay. At least we would have it.
At least we would get that.
Yeah.
You know?
Anyways.
Maybe. But
Romanda doesn't like it, and she says, no. I lived as an Aes Sedai. I will die as an Aes Sedai. Yeah. You cannot be allowed.
Yeah. And
so she's against it.
Takes off.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I said? Change is hard, old timer.
Yep. It is. It's difficult.
Change is hard.
Yeah. So, I mean, Egwene does bring up a point. So, after Romanda kind of like storms off, she's clearly shaken. Morel and Megan are still here in the audience. And they're like, oh, do you actually mean what you just said?
Yeah.
And Egwene at this point is like, hey, if you have the option to just die at 300, basically, or take the oath off and live an extra, like double your lifespan.
You can live and continue to serve the tower.
Like in a different, you can still do.
In a different capacity.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. You're just like in the next chapter of your life, man. Like just go with it. Why are we fighting so hard about this?
Right.
But
she basically says, I've laid out the facts. The Hall can make a decision.
Yeah.
But no, you haven't. You haven't laid out the facts for the Hall to make a decision on. Yeah. You haven't called a Hall meeting.
You haven't told everyone at the same time.
Yeah. You haven't done a whole thing.
Well, now Romanda's going to go off and start campaigning against this before everyone even knows.
Exactly.
Like, it's not.
This was a horrible move. Yeah. Now, I loved the upper hand she got, and it felt good in the moment. Yeah. But now, dissecting it, this was bad.
Bad move.
Bad move.
Yeah.
Okay, so they don't answer Egwene, but you can tell their wheels are kind of turning a little, but it doesn't matter because neither of these people are on the Hall and
they're not that important.
Don't make a decision about this.
Yeah.
So, unless she's going to do some crazy Amyrlin decree, just like announcing it.
You know where it's really hard to make Amyrlin decrees from?
The prison cell in the White Tower?
Yep. Yep. I mean, we're kind of reading the writing on the walls here about what is allegedly going to happen, but it can't be good.
I don't want to talk about it yet. Okay, so now
I'm not saying she's definitely going straight to jail.
I'm actually getting kind of annoyed. So now we have to.
Okay, Romanda's gone. Now we have Lelane. Lelane's coming in.
Yeah, exactly. Because I just read the next point, and it's like, oh god, right. Okay,
now it gets worse before it gets worse.
Right. So Lelane comes into the tent and really gets to the point about Karen's murder.
Yeah. It's going to put a damper on the relationship with the Black Tower.
Right. Well, that's what I was thinking, too. It's like another person who's, like, mentioning that this has a connection to the Black Tower stuff, and...
Yeah.
I don't even...
All I can say is when I eventually get murdered, I hope that people don't have the same reaction of, like, indifference to my murder and more at the inconvenience my murder has caused.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, negotiations are going to be slightly more difficult now that Brett's dead.
Right.
Annoying.
Well, and then it's like, you know what? Maybe someone should just marry Dani to help her out. And it's like,
have you considered that?
Because that's what happens next.
It does happen. What about you, Morel? You've done this before.
And she's like, no, hardly ever.
Yeah.
And then she takes off.
No, one less time than you think.
Right. But Lelane really,
one more time? Yeah.
really, really knows what she's doing. More than Romanda did. Mm-hmm. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So she comes in. She right away gets Morel to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Which Morel, like... Stick up for yourself.
Yeah.
Just stand around. Like, why are you just taking off the second somebody says something about you?
Because the land situation, and she doesn't want to be here for this.
No, I know, but...
Yeah.
That part was over really quickly.
Yeah. Well, and now
Lelane and Megan are here together, and it seems like they're in cahoots.
Well, we learned that earlier this chapter.
No, I know.
We know that.
Then I wrote in my notes, cahoots.
Definitely cahoots.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're doubling up on Egwene.
Because they both want to compel Asherman.
Yeah.
And they're both blues.
Yeah, this conversation is really funny, too.
Okay, tell me why, because I missed the humor here.
Well, I don't necessarily mean like, ha-ha funny. We're like, oh no, funny.
I know.
It's like most of the Wheel of Time isn't actually ha-ha funny.
Some of it is.
Some of it is.
Most of it's like falling off her stool every time she sits on it. Comedy gold.
Just the roundabout discussion where Megan is like used to be introducing this really not so veiled compulsion weave when she's like, hey,
not subtle.
Maybe just think of it this way. We could bond. We can control. We can tweak the bond in a way where it's not even like a bond, but it's like a bond, and then they just do whatever we say
all
the time, and we don't actually have to feel them in our heads, but we get to control them. Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
And Egwene's like, that's compulsion. No prohibidado.
Yeah.
That's how illegal and not allowed it is. And no, you can't use compulsion on all the Asherman. Like, what?
Well, because here's the thing, Brett.
Yeah.
We kind of need them. We do. We need the Asherman, but we need to be in control of this situation.
Complete control of the relationship.
So we should just compel them.
Yeah.
So just like relax, Mom.
It gets funnier because Egwene's like, they're not going to agree to that either. And then Megan's like, what if we just don't tell them and we just do it?
Yeah.
And then it's all good. Like, no problems.
Egwene is just like the annoying mom.
Yeah.
Who won't let you do the crazy thing.
Guys, don't do that.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Come on, Mom.
Relax.
Just let us do it.
Yeah.
Just to like all the Asherman.
Yeah. And then Egwene at some point realizes that Lelane is using Megan during this whole thing.
It's like you already know that you already know they're working together, and you're just figuring out now that she's clearly baiting you with Megan. Like,
I know.
Oh, come on.
I know. And then in the end, it's super weird, and then they both leave.
What? No, okay, but before they leave, Lelane, you got me saying that now. No, she says some like super not so veiled things about, hey, the White Tower makes mistakes occasionally, and we might have to clean up one of those mistakes. And then once she leaves, Egwene's like, she means I'm the mistake, and Lelane's gonna basically depose Egwene because she's not doing her job or doing what Lelane wants.
Because Elaine says no, or not Elaine. Egwene says no to compulsion of all the Asherman.
Yeah,
and then Lelane is like,
wants to.
If you say so.
Yeah. So she does some like not so veiled threatening of Egwene.
I think I keep saying Elaine instead of Lelane,
and that's confusing everyone.
Yeah, everyone's confused now. Elaine's not here.
She's not here, man.
Elaine's not here.
Lelane is the one
Lelane. See, that's why Lelane's better. Oh, nothing rhymes with Lelane.
That's true. What about orange? I don't know. Okay.
Door hinge.
Exactly. So, she threatens Egwene, and then Lelane is gone. She leaves. Yeah.
But is Megan still here? No, they
both leave. They're gone.
Egwene is here alone then.
Finally.
Oh, and then Chess is like, here's some food.
Eat it. And she's like, I don't want to eat bugs. And Jess is like, eat it anyways. You gotta eat the bugs. You didn't eat the breakfast bugs. You gotta eat the dinner bugs.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah.
And then while later.
She sits for a while and does nothing.
She tries to read her reports, but she's like mentally distracted. It goes on and on.
Because the secret plan is the mission's going down tonight.
It's going down. Finally, Swan shows up, and Egwene is like, okay, have Lyanna and Bode left?
Yeah, because they are going to their...
Yeah, and Swan is like, at least 2 hours ago.
Yeah. Lyanna had to deliver Bode, basically, to North Harbor, and then she's going down to South Harbor.
Ooh, got it. Okay, see, kind of missed that part, but that's all right. So Egwene starts to tell Swan to have her horse saddled, but then she's like, oh, wait, no, that is going to cause a lot of intrigue and suspicion if I leave on my horse. People will know I've left. So get Bella.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows. And like, okay, number one,
everyone
if
knows.
I see a horse.
Well, you just don't know horses well enough.
Everybody knows. And I mean, like, I know it's Bella. Everybody, relax.
She's the most beautiful horse.
I get it, it's Bella. But unless, like, the difference between these two different, like, brown horses.
Yeah. Well, also considering Egwene thinks nobody knows what she looks like ever. But so she takes her stole off and then leaves, and everyone's still, like, bowing to her.
Well, it's Rand. Every time he puts on a plain gray coat.
Yeah.
No one knows who I am now.
Yeah, it's back in Faldara when he's, like, sneaking through the hallways, and Morgan's like, oh, that tall guy there, that looks a lot like Rand. And then people think she's omniscient because she, like, just looks for people doing stupid things. And then Egwene takes it one step further by trying to ride...
No, you can't take that line away from me. That's my favorite thing.
Okay, go.
That's my favorite bit of comedy.
Explain. Okay, go.
Okay.
Do it.
Okay, so first, though, she has to tell Swan not to tell anyone that she's left.
Yeah.
Because this is her new plan. That she's leaving to go do this.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't pick up that this is a brand new thing and she wasn't supposed to be going.
This is not planned, which why it's stupid, because if you had planned to go, then maybe I can get on board. This is a spur of the moment, like you're changing the plan twice.
Yeah.
It's not good.
No.
And also, shouldn't be an option. I don't care how good you are. You're not the one who should go.
No, but I thought she was supposed to go all along.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I missed certain points.
Yeah.
Here, but
that's okay.
But that's okay. So off Egwene goes on Bella with her hood like way up so no one can see her face, right?
Yep.
And then
can't even get through it.
So she's going down the street on the horse, pretending to ride like Swan,
who's bad at riding.
So bad at riding. So she's like, whoa, swaying, and then not only is she like, people for sure think I look like Swan riding, but Egwene notes that Bella the horse looks back at her like, I know you know how to ride better than this, Egwene.
Yeah.
What is this writing? What is happening in all of everything that's happening
Bella's
here?
A smart horse, and she's known Egwene since child. Like, the horse knows like Egwene.
Yeah. Oh, you know how to ride on me
what
better
do?
Than
You're like
this.
riding like a drunk person.
It's so stupid.
It's so funny.
It's so dumb. And then she like gets out of the camp, and then she actually starts to ride properly, and then like, you know, whatever. Then we have a sweet moment where she's like, "You carried me out of the two rivers. Ride like that again." And it's like, I want to be like, well, that was Rand channeling, but
oh man. Oh, that's okay.
This entire thing, this whole thing.
It's a thing.
Oh,
so anyways, so then it takes...
I just don't want to get to, you know...
we got to power through, though, because we're not done yet. So then Egwene rides basically until the night falls, and then she gets to the same spot where she had sat with Bryn, looking out of the river, like right around there, at North Harbor, and then she listens in the darkness, she hears the sounds of the men.
If she could, like, see it, don't you think she could channel from where she is right now?
Probably not. You need to get closer.
Nah, she could.
Okay. I mean, I don't know how to argue with that, but...
Or if you ride a boat, like, out halfway.
Sure.
Like, get close enough.
Maybe
to,
not.
like,
maybe she didn't have to get as close as she did, but, like, if it has to go all the way across the harbor, too, I don't know. I feel like maybe you're more exposed in the middle of the river than against the harbor.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know.
No. Nope. Then they have to get out to you, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Then you just drown.
Yeah. That's true, too. You have a lot of good points. So anyways...
There's just, like, other things.
There's guys, and then she's like, hey, take me to where Bode is. And they're a bunch of dudes, and they don't care if one Aes Sedai is replacing another one. It's all the same to them. So then she gets to Bode, and then she's like, hey, Bode, you're staying here. You can go back with me after we're done.
Right.
Bode doesn't really understand. She argues a bit. She's like, hey.
And that's the part I actually picked up on in the second read, because before Egwene goes, and she's like... stay here, you can go back with me when it's done.
Mm-hmm.
But then you actually know she's not coming back.
Yeah.
Because my biggest thing was, does anyone even actually know she's gone? Other than Swan.
Yeah.
Who has been told not to say a thing to anyone about anything.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, what even can she say? And who can she say it to?
If Egwene doesn't come back.
And Lyanna too. Like, let's say Lyanna also doesn't come back, because we don't know.
I think that frees you up from having to not say anything if Egwene just never comes back.
Yeah, but who at this point can you even trust to talk to about anything? I
mean, good point.
But then at least there's, like, Bodwin, who kind of knows that she should come back.
I guess so.
And she doesn't.
Yeah.
Brynn. Swan should go to Brynn.
Well, they are sleeping together, probably.
Yeah!
So, that's a good...
And then we're going to storm in. Gateway in. Boom.
Okay.
We're going to get her back.
That requires all the Aes Sedai now being aware that Egwene is captive, and now we have to storm Tar Valon. Like, I get what you're saying, but it's not as simple as just like, boom, let's go.
I just really hate...
You think everyone's going to be...
You know what? Just another fucking instance of one of these, quote, Wonder Girls getting themselves into a stupid, shitty situation that someone needs to rescue them from.
I feel like you attacked not just Egwene, but everybody with that one. I feel personally attacked.
It just happens... Always.
Do you understand why I said that this is my favorite chapter out of sheer rage? Like, I also angry at this.
Okay, whatever. She's on the river.
Oh, we're skipping ahead. Okay.
Yeah, I just like...
Let's get there. Yeah, she's like, I'm going, Bode, stay here. And then she goes with the Ben. They go on a rowboat across the river.
Okay, and then this is the point where we're like getting in the water, and I still...
Not sure what's happening.
Okay, I'm reminding you and everybody, I still think we're trying to get into the tower.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I
Doesn't make a lot of sense, yeah.
Okay, what? Shouldn't we travel?
Yeah.
Shouldn't we travel into the...
Totally.
Shouldn't we, like, do that?
She also sees something fly across the face of the moon.
No, that's my next point.
Oh,
and
man.
also, maybe there's a Drakkar question mark?
Nah, it's just a bat.
What?
I don't know. I always get wary about things like lizards and bats flying across the face of a moon.
Lizards.
We saw one with Perrin like a couple chapters ago where they're like, hey, there's a friggin'...
Oh, no! It's a Raken!
It might be.
It's a Raken.
Like, be aware of all the things. Because it's never a bat. It's never going to be a bat.
Of course it's a Raken.
Of course it is. Or a big giant vampire bat who's going to suck the soul out of your...
That also isn't a good option. But, like, the last time we heard about those guys, like, whatever, they were attacking Rand in the waste, and then we never heard from them ever again.
Yeah.
So, drop those guys as fast as we're dropping Trollocs, you know?
Boom, okay.
New enemy.
The real enemy are the people around us.
That's what The Walking Dead taught us.
That's what all zombie movies teach you, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apocalypses are scary.
Mm-hmm.
Because people are scary.
People, yeah.
Anyway, Rakens, probably.
Not important right now because they finally reached the boat.
The wall.
The boat reaches the wall of the harbor.
Now, okay, so the chain is running across the harbor, and Egwene knows she doesn't actually have to touch the chain, and so there's no point in waiting, so she starts channeling, and then there's a flash of white, whatever. Now that you explain that she's trying to turn it into Quendiar so that it...
The chain flashes to white.
Yeah, no, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't care. So...
Well, it's important because she's starting to turn the chain into Quendiar.
Okay. That's okay. So maybe she's successful.
Okay.
A little bit.
Sure.
Because hers does go fast.
Yeah.
She's...
Way faster. We did see that.
Yeah.
Super fast.
Way faster than, like...
Anybody else.
Everybody else.
Yeah.
Who's, like, waiting hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now...
We've established that.
Okay.
Now what?
So... I'm understanding at this point now.
Yeah.
So she's turning it into Quendiar so that it can't go up and down?
So it can't move. So then you basically have an indestructible ginormo chain across the harbor. And maybe I can do a fun fact next book about this, but this is a thing that is used in the olden days, and still probably today sometimes, to block a river. You just put a giant chain across the face of the river, and then a ship can't go through the chain.
Yeah.
Especially if it's an indestructible magical chain now.
Well, yeah.
Ships can't get in.
What was the plan, though? Can we reverse it?
No.
But then how would, when we get, let's say we get Tar Valon back.
Maybe hypothetically you could, like, maybe dig it out of the wall embankment of the actual tower.
Maybe Egwene knows the weaves for reversing it.
I don't know that that's a thing.
Well, then this is a bold move, Cotton.
Yeah, I mean, she's going for it. She really wants the tower.
Oh my god, this is so dumb. The more I talk about it, there's no way I would have ever thought of that this is what's happening.
I would simply purchase 50 ships and sink them in the river when it's not so big.
Sell the Coendiar.
Yeah. Buy boats.
Buy off all the guards.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sneak into the tower, steal the
Travel
Oath Rod
into
somehow.
Elida's study and murder her. Hypothetically,
Yeah,
you don't even have to go in you just open the gateway and you shoot a bow, an arrow into her head, and then
It would be
boom.
more effective, though, if you don't murder her, but you pop in and then...
You grab her.
You grab her, but like with the power, and then shield her, and then like literally hostage.
I would shield her first, and then grab her.
Good thinking. Good thinking. So this is all dumb, and I never.
Oh yeah, no, it's not good.
This didn't even cross my mind. I thought she was channeling to move the chain so that her boat could go through.
Yeah, you've established that, and it's not that. So this is the plan.
Okay, so Egwene has just realized that someone has embraced the source not too far away.
Yeah, because she's
from
channeling a whole bunch. Yeah,
on the wall.
Because she's channeling a whole bunch now.
Yeah.
And she's not, like, hiding her ability to channel like she knows how to do.
Oh my god.
So, there's, like, someone down below she must be shining brightly with Saidar, I would assume, because it's not said anywhere that she's hiding her ability to channel or she's hiding her weaves or inverting anything.
I'm gonna have apoplexy. I'm having apoplexy.
Yeah.
It's not a hypothetical thing anymore.
I mean, there's a bunch of... And, like, maybe you need to use all your strength to make this much... It's a lot. There's a lot that you have to do here. So, anyways, they see her, they notice her, they realize this is happening, and, I don't know, they sink the boat, they smack her on the head.
Oh, yeah, no. It's definitely something hits the boat.
Yeah.
And then also hits her.
The boat hits her.
And then she's, like, in the water.
Yeah.
And right away I was like, oh, no, this is it. This is the end for Egwene.
Yeah.
But then literally next paragraph, she's waking up. And I was like, oh. Like,
Yeah.
I thought this was the cliffhanger we were hanging.
Okay.
And then I thought we were going to have Egwene in the water. A la kind of like Nynaeve a little.
Okay.
You know, except that with Egwene in the water, everything goes dark. Water fills her eyes, her nose, her mouth, whatever. And then I thought we were going to get, like, a Lida perspective.
Okay.
Or something. Like, I thought Egwene would still be unconscious or whatever.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Next paragraph, time lapse, and Egwene feels the hard ground beneath her, and women's voices talking all around her, saying, do you know who this is? And... we certainly got better than we bargained for tonight, ladies.
Nice, yeah, okay.
And then Egwene realizes that something is being poured in her mouth, and it tastes like mint.
Yeah, and that means it's...
fork root.
Mm-hmm.
So she opens her eyes, realizes she's inside North Harbor.
Yeah, so they brought her.
Yeah. And it's Aes Sedai with Ageless Faces above her. She tries to push away the cup, but she can feel herself passing out again.
Yep.
And then not only does the chapter end, but the book ends.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the book ends.
Yeah.
And it is so wholeheartedly disappointing
Yeah.
that Egwene can't get a win here. That if our province didn't have a fire ban currently,
because the province is on fire,
I should go find a forest fire to throw this book into.
Yeah.
And then it would be justice for this book.
Yeah.
That's
so
how I feel about
imagine
that.
being left on the cliffhanger of this.
Oh my god!
And then the next book you get is
no,
New Spring.
No.
And then you get Knife of Dreams.
No,
so,
I know.
Anyways, but you missed the actual cliffhanger too.
Oh, she's been betrayed.
She's been betrayed in her mind. Because she's like, hey, they were literally waiting for me, and I've been betrayed, but by whom?
And it's like...
Who betrayed Egwene?
So...
But they clearly weren't...
It's set up like, yes, probably Robert Jordan wants Egwene to have been betrayed here. But it's also not completely unreasonable to think that they have Aes Sedai patrolling.
Yeah, and guards because there's a siege and it's an active war. Yeah.
And negotiations happening just outside the city.
Totally. Yeah.
And as soon as they feel channeling, they react.
Yeah.
Like,
now, I will say that with the lines that they say, do you know who this is? We got better than we bargained for tonight.
Yeah.
So it seems like
know,
they didn't expect it to be Egwene.
I know. Yeah.
Because Egwene wasn't supposed to be here anyways.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be Karen, and then Bode, and now Egwene. So they weren't expecting Egwene, but it seems like they might have been expecting somebody, something.
No, I do get that.
Yeah.
But also, it's not unreasonable to assume that there would be Aes Sedai patrolling.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Totally true. Totally true. Yeah. So Egwene seems to have been captured by the tower.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You're going to have to, distill some more thoughts for the book recap, and we can talk a little bit more about that.
I know, and I have a question for you. We are going to do the epilogue. I think we should take a quick break.
Mm-hmm.
And then come back and do the epilogue, and then I have a question.
Okay.
Okay. So we're back, and we have another little couple of paragraphs.
Very quick.
Couple of pages as an epilogue.
Yeah. Don't say it. Don't say it.
I wasn't going to.
What's an epilogue?
Yeah.
Why is this one only a page and a half when others are sometimes much longer?
This feels more to me, for what I, sort of believe an epilogue to be.
Yeah.
This feels more akin to that.
It's like the encore.
It's
like you get a little bit extra. It's like a
Tiny
PS
extra.
at the end of a note.
It's not an entire chapter worth of information that could have just been part of the book.
Yeah.
Or, the first chapter of the next book. Like something like that, right?
Yeah.
So, it feels epilogue-y.
Okay.
But I'm not thrilled with the content.
Okay. Well, let's talk about it then.
Okay. An answer. And we have the wheel and snake chapter symbol.
Yep.
And it's Rand. So this is interesting. We're going to get some information. Rand is staring out of the window, watching a blizzard. And he's like, oh, spring must come soon. It always does. And it's like, well, no, not when the weather has been controlled by, literal evil forces.
Yeah, we're getting there. Well, last time we saw him, he was in the same place, from what it seems. He seems
to be in the same place, right?
Yeah, because they were hunkered down.
Some manor house?
Yeah.
In Tyr?
Close to the mountains, basically. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's thinking about all of his body parts that are still hurting him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then Luce Theron busts out some super angsty emo.
Pain lets you know you're alive.
That's right.
Yeah. Pretty sure that's actually lyrics of every
Sometimes pain is all that
song.
lets you know you're alive.
Yeah,
yep.
There you go.
Now, we get Bashir coming into the room, and Rand is relieved that he's back finally.
Yes, because when we last left them, Rand was sending them on the mission.
That's right.
To go and make a truce with the Shanshan.
Yeah. And so he says, well...
Yeah. How did that go?
And Bashir's like, okay, the Shanshan are open to it. They're kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But they're open to it.
Yeah.
However, they require a meeting with you in person because I'm not the Dragon Reborn.
Yeah. Which is fair.
Yeah. And Rand is like, okay, is the meeting with this Lady Suroth.
Mm-hmm. So clearly been some back and forth, at least a little bit.
Right.
To
and
figure out who to talk
Bashir
to.
is like, no, apparently a member of their royal family has arrived, and Suroth wants you to meet someone called the Daughter of the Nine Frickin' Moons.
Boom. That makes sense.
Well,
makes sense that the two of them would meet.
Sure. Timeline-wise, my brain is hurting.
Oh, okay. Is that the question?
Kind of.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
Well, this is called an answer, so I have... No, it's not. No. No. Oh, I remember I said I have a question for you. It's not this.
Okay. Okay.
No.
What's the timeline?
Yeah, that is a question that I have here, generally.
Sure.
Because if the Daughter of the Nine Moons has just arrived, then it makes sense that Suroth would be like, you have to meet with her. But then she, gets stolen.
Yeah.
But if the Daughter of the Nine Moons is gone, she's not around.
Okay.
Why would she say you have to meet with her
when
they don't even know where she is?
Okay, so I think maybe you're overthinking that. So it doesn't seem like she's saying the Daughter of the Nine Moons has just arrived. It's not like she's just rolling up. There's probably a time-lapse situation here where we don't actually know the timescale because, we just saw Matt with Tuon still, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that this little Rand segment at the very end of this book is timelined with Tuon still being gone. Hypothetically, Tuon could have left Matt. They could be, she could be back with the Shanshan now. Matt's been saying he's going to let her go.
Epilogues don't follow any real time.
There's no actual rules to it. So, we could have a time lapse. But it also could just be like Suroth saying, I'm not the one to deal with this. You're going to have to meet the daughter in 9 moons. She's not going to be like, and currently we don't actually know where she is, so like I'll get back to you.
No,
she could just be saying
Suroth
like,
knows the hierarchy.
Yeah.
And is like,
this is the person you're going to meet with whenever this meeting goes down, and she might still be hoping that Tuon comes back at some point eventually.
Because Tuon has disappeared and come back before.
Absolutely. Like and they kind of know that, right?
Yeah.
So the timeline is not that crazy for me.
Okay.
It's like a hypothetical.
I know, it's just something I always think about.
So does that mean that like maybe Tuon and Matt are going to be separating soon, or maybe
Rand's going to go to this meeting
and Matt's going to be there
and they're married.
Dude, what are you doing
wife.
here?
It's my wife.
That's my wife.
We had to get another one in. We had to say it again.
You got to get it as many times as you can here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so like there it does open the board for what does this actually mean?
And also maybe Rand shouldn't be dealing directly with this freaking dark friend.
Suroth?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not gonna. He's gonna deal with
No, I know,
Tuon.
which is why that's better.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Unless you're not suspicious of Tuon at all, right?
No.
Okay.
Dark friendery?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know the things.
No. Oh, no. Just like a million other terrible things.
Right.
Actually, Dark Friend might be better. Honestly.
Yeah, at least you can like come back from being a Dark Friend, right?
So. You certainly can.
Okay. That's what the White Cloaks always say.
Some say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. Now, you're going to want to talk about this poem?
I mean, I like it because...
would you call this a poem? What do you call this?
I said poem because I think that's what the book sort of says.
Just like an end
haiku? Yeah, it says anonymous fragment of a poem, believed, written near the end of the previous age, known to some as the Third Age.
Oh, so this was written in the Fourth Age.
No, this was written at the end of the Third Age, which is now. This is the Third Age. We're currently in the Third Age.
Written near the
This
end
is one of those ones that
previous
it might be written... this is like a future poem.
Yes.
But it's like from the past, but from the future.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Anyways.
Did you actually read it yet?
No. It says, we rode on the winds of the rising storm. We ran to the sounds of the thunder. We danced among the lightning bolts and tore the world asunder.
Ah.
That's not a very happy poem.
Well, it's only a fragment.
Mm-hmm. How did
might
the rest
have a happy ending.
But in the end, we beat the Dark One, or we didn't.
Maybe Egwene can start making some better life choices.
Maybe.
Or, you know what? I actually don't hate Egwene's life choices. I retract my previous statement.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. I need to collect my thoughts.
Sure.
I want Robert Jordan to write more wins for Egwene's life choices.
I've warned you for books and books and books that it gets worse. Is this where it
gets better, though? Oh, took a drink to hide the... Okay.
Yeah, okay.
You took a second to think about the answer?
Well, we're kind of implying that it's going to get better. It's not... Is it going
to get interesting?
Oh, yeah. Knife of Dreams, it friggin' ramps up.
I would love that.
Let's go. Oh, man.
I want it to ramp.
Oh, man.
I'm on the ramp.
Knife of Dreams might be my favorite book.
You know what? This is a uphill-downhill situation, too. It ramps up. But you know what's super easy? Going downhill.
Downhill. Oh, it's all downhill from here.
Yeah, but that's negative.
Oh, no. It's all... You know what? You're on an electric scooter from here.
Oh!
Yeah, you don't have to pedal. It's like, doesn't even matter.
All right.
Okay.
And do I have to pay for it? And did somebody huck one of those on my lawn? You know?
There's a lot of questions.
Those
did you ask? You had a question.
I do. I have a question.
Okay.
My question is, what should we do about the recap for this book? Because there's basically two schools of thought.
Okay.
One, we can do it soon because we're about to go on our first family camping trip.
Yes.
And I would like to be able to read.
Okay, fair.
On our drive to the camp, or have some time to maybe read while we're camping.
Yeah.
Something like that. That might be nice.
Yeah.
And reading the prologue of Knife of Dreams sounds lovely.
Yeah.
However, that means we have to record the recap very soon.
Yep.
Without any time really to process all of this.
So
and sometimes no, I'm not done yet.
Okay.
Sometimes our book recaps are a little bit better when I have like maybe a week to sort of sit on it and process and think about it, and then we do it.
Yeah.
And that's fine. So what should we do? Because it's okay if I can't read Knife of Dreams this coming weekend.
Okay.
It would be nice if I could.
Yeah.
But what do you think?
I think that we should end our relationship with Crossroads of Twilight as soon as possible.
Cool. So tomorrow.
We're gonna record it tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're gonna make people wait a little bit because we're going capping, and I'm gonna edit it, and we're gonna do their regular release schedule. It's already posted in Discord. Everyone knows.
The release schedule is posted.
I've already told everyone when they're getting episodes.
Okay.
We're gonna do the Crossroads recap tomorrow, and then you can read the prologue. Now, for Knife of Dreams, the prologue is 100 pages.
Whoa!
We will break
it.
Is that
our longest prologue yet?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure there's been like a 100-page prologue already.
I want to be like 90.
I think it was 99, and this
really?
is 97
or
something.
Okay, so long.
Anyways,
yeah.
Super long. You can read the whole thing. We're going to break it into different episodes.
Got it.
I don't have the exact breakdown yet, but I will post that for next month.
Perspective-wise or page number-wise?
Yeah, it's a prologue, so we get perspective. Like, that's not a secret, so.
Okay.
It's pairing. It's only pairing. It's 100 pages of pairing. That's it.
I'm just trying to imagine. I'm just like, okay. So
and that's the end of the podcast, guys. We're done.
Never been another episode again.
That's when we quit.
Over here.
That's when we quit. Okay.
No, I'm trying. Okay. Okay, so tomorrow. Okay.
That's fine.
That's fine.
We did it. We made it through Crossroads.
Good.
Yeah.
We did it. It wasn't my favorite. But it might change.
Save it for tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow I'll have liked it.
Yeah, okay.
Usually when we go through and we start picking apart, like, where are the good parts, like, I'm like, oh, that actually was good.
Okay.
So.
I love your optimism. It's great. Let's end on a happy note. Say something good, and let's call it a night.
You want me to say something good?
Yeah.
Are you ready to hear my good thing?
Oh, no. Okay, go.
Before you go ahead and officially say, smell you later to Crossroads of Twilight, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode. The Wheel Weaves is hosted and edited by Dani and Brett. Produced by Dani and Brett, with Passion Socks, Cody Feltz, Benjamin, Michelle O'Brien, Jonathan Reese, Jamie Young, Megan Smiley, Jared Berg, Ricky Morissette, Lance Barden, Charlie Haz, Adam, Hannah Green, Marta Thier, and Michelle Forbes. With music by Audionautics. Be sure to check out our Patreon page if you're interested in supporting us and the podcast. We'd love to send you some Patreon exclusive merch as a thank you, plus you'll gain access to our episodes earlier than everyone else. And at the time of this recording, we have over 40 bonus episodes for your listening pleasure. You can find all that and more at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. For general information about our show, and information like how to send us shot glasses, how to join our Discord, and how to get in touch with us, visit thewheelweavespodcast.com. And as always, please be sure to give us that 5-star review because it really does make a huge difference helping people find us. And if you put your Instagram or Twitter handle in your 5-star review on Apple, we select reviews at random to send people some exclusive merch as a thank you. So be sure to do that so you can grab some cool stickers and bookmarks. Be sure to tell a friend, Riyadh, because referrals really are the best compliment. Thanks again for listening. This really is part of the pattern now.